Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Elias and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. In the last episode, we got the Applied Energistics system up and running, and that was really fun. We're going to work more on getting some automation done so that we can continue expanding the entire thing and then just kind of integrating all of Applied Energistics into our base, and that should be fun. But before we do, I wanted to take a second and look at the Thaumonomicon and try to get whatever research we need still. On this page, it looks like the only thing we need is this guy, which I've already got the aspects for. I went ahead and researched those. Alright, so with that, compound recharge focus. What is... several nodes that contain compound, but there's... Ow! Fortunately, each broken down into a single point of primal and all excess energy is lost. However, it's a good start. Cool. So that's actually really cool. So we have some alchemy. Any research here to do? Nope. Artifice. We have anything here? We're just going to try to get everything we can, and when we run out of stuff, we will kind of move on. So nothing in here. Alright, Eldrick. We've got the stuff. We have the first epiphany. We still have one more dark thing to do, which we'll get eventually. Let's see, Thaumic tinkering. Anything, oh my gosh, anything here. We need 3 Ordo. I don't have enough Ordo. And get that one. And we need 3 Ordo. Alrighty then. Ordo is probably the hardest thing to get access to. Permutatio. We need 5 of those. I doubt we can get that. Nope, we can get 1. Alright, anything else? No. Apomancy. Nothing there. Energistics. This is going to be fun stuff later. And yeah, nothing there. Yeah, unfortunately, all the things we need, Permutatio and Instrumentum, require Ordo, so it's going to be difficult to get. But we can try. I tried to jump off the edge. We can try scanning some of the new stuff that we're going to be making, and hopefully some of it will have Ordo. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. So today's plan is we are going to work on... Oh, hey. We're going to work on teleporting down on accident. We're going to work on getting as much stuff done as we can with some automation so that we can make more of everything that we're going to want. So, for example, we're going to want a lot of crafting storage, auto-crafting stuff, ME drives, and cells, and all that kind of stuff. Not getting any Ordo, am I? Nope. Okay. Well, we'll live. But I also am currently, I guess, making some machine frames. Oh, never mind. Visual bug. That is a visual bug that's been around for a while, so it's kind of whatever. We're going to make some more machines. We're going to make a pulverizer. We're going to make a... Let's see, we're going to make one of these guys. What do we need? Copper gears and redstone reception coil. We're probably going to need, let's see, redstone furnace. And we're going to want, what's the thing called? Induction smelter. So we're going to need 3 of these guys. Alright, we're going to need 4 copper gears and 2 Invar gears. So let's get 2, 3, 4. And copper, we're going to need, what, half a stack? I guess 16 would actually be the right number. And one of the things we're also going to end up doing... Why isn't that connected? That's a weird visual. That's an interesting visual bug. One of the other things that we're going to do is we're going to hook these guys up to the Applied Energistics system with interfaces. And I think that will work. I don't think we have to like pipe them out. We might have to. If we just have to put a chest, that's not too much of a problem. So we can do something like this. I don't know why I have multiple torches here. I don't even need a single torch. I probably was demonstrating, but we're gonna have like interfaces here, and we might have to move this guy, which isn't too much of an issue. So we can go ahead and move him. We can put him right over here, or we can put him over there with, you know, let's put him here, because I don't know how often we'll need to use him. So let's grab all of this stuff. I only need one invar gear. Let's just grab all the gears. And you know what, let's tell the system to make, I don't know, how many interfaces do we want to make? We do have this auto-crafted interfaces, yes. Can it make like 10 interfaces? No, it's missing fluid dust. So can you make like 6? Alright, so redstone furnace, we need some bricks. So we'll have to cook up some clay. Alright, do I have... this is something else that we could probably go ahead and start working on getting, like, more clay taken care of, like, automated systems to... Basically, what we want to do is we want to make sure everything is automated to the best of its ability so that we can quickly and easily make everything that we're going to want. Can we make the pulverizer? So there's the pulverizer. We can make that. This guy, we need 4 more invar because I'm silly and can't count. And we'll make a bunch of interfaces and we'll start automating a bunch of things. We're going to need 3 interfaces for each of these machines. And for the time being, we're going to hook it like right up to it. But eventually we'll probably like switch things around a little bit. But what do we need for this guy? We need a bucket. I happen to have an extra bucket. So there's the induction furnace, and then redstone furnace, we just need some bricks, which are currently cooking up. So that'll take just a second. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and sleep. I've also been working with bees a little bit, trying to get those further along and all that kind of fun stuff, but it's taking forever. Do we have redstone flux ducts, item ducts? We're gonna need item ducts and we're gonna need servos. Can we teach you how to make servos? We probably can, and I will later. So molecular assemblers, we're gonna need more of those, and we'll probably want to autocraft that. But let's focus on one thing at a time. Otherwise I'm gonna get really confused. And kinda, oh hey, I've never scanned bricks. I'm gonna get really confused and it's not gonna be fun. So I've scanned all this stuff, right? Yes. Alright, with that taken care of, we can get rid of all this stuff. So I want to teach the system how to make a molecular, what are these called? Assemblers? And let's see, we need a crafting table. So let's teach it how to make crafting tables first. And then we'll want both cores. Can we make those? Yes, we can. Alright, cool. So then we should be able to tell it how to make that. So molecular assembler. And crafting table. So I don't think that it can make 2 of these yet, can it? Oh, it can. Cool. So we'll make 2 more of those. We will need more, but for now, that'll be fine. So we'll just hook those up here so that these guys can actually do something. And then we'll put another one there, and then we'll alternate as we go this way. So we have cable over here, and we have power over here. So let's just go ahead and put the machines here. So, or we could put it like over here, or we can just move this, but I really don't, like, it doesn't really matter too much where this stuff goes. I do want a little bit of space, so I think right here will be fine. We'll do one of these. We'll just do it this way. And I want to deconfigure all these. And we can always upgrade these if we want to later. That is pretty easy. So we'll want to just pull power over here. Should probably do something like this. You know, let's move it back one. That's what we'll do. This will be easier. So move back one and do this. So induction furnace, redstone furnace, there we go. So the reason we're doing this is because we want, we're gonna want to have a couple things. How to do this? Alright, I need the interfaces, and I'm gonna need some cable. This is gonna be messy, but it's kind of whatever. I'm just kind of using the space that I have, rather than anything else. So we're gonna want these three guys here, and we'll run cable up. Alright, you know what? We don't need this. And what we're going to do is instead, we're going to put these guys here. And you'll see why in a second. So, is there any of this stuff we can break? No, not really. Alright, well, that's fine. With power lines, it doesn't really matter. But I really want to clean this up just slightly. But anyways, we're going to run cables along here. And we're going to want these in the back. The reason being is it's going to allow us to get things back into the system a little bit easier. And this line will continue this way. There's only a couple more machines that I think we'd want. Although, you know what? Alright, well, we're gonna switch this around a little bit. I don't like this here. So let's pick this stuff up, and we're gonna move it somewhere else. That's bad. I just cut power off to like everything. Alright, there we go. So where do we want to put this? We need power, we need AE system. We could put it over here. This would actually be really good because it's out of the way. It's expandable and it's a decently sized area. Alright, let's do it here. So induction furnace, pulverize, doesn't really matter. We still want to do this on the front. I might need more lines, aren't I? That's wrong one. Alright, so you know what, we'll just take this guy and move him here. And move this guy over here. Perfect. So, interfaces. We actually only need one cable. I forgot about that part. And just extend this direction. And this can go straight up. And we'll just work it like so. You know what, let's move this off. I hate wiring. If you can't tell, I am terrible at it and I hate it. and I always end up wanting to do it differently. Now, something we are going to have to be mindful of is channels. So you know what, let's actually break this guy, and let's break this guy, and switch them, so we can see how many channels we have here. With this guy, I know that I can only, like, every row is 4, so it's a little bit easier, but we're going to need more ME cables. Let's craft like 100 of those. Can I? No. Can I do like 30? I can. Alright, so that'll just take a second. It'll make a half stack. And one of the next things we're going to teach the system is how to make all the crystals. So, there we go. This is now hooked up. And then all we'll need to do is, we'll need to make more servos, but and I'll need more item ducts. Actually, we don't need servos for this. We just need another item duct. So let's go grab another impulse item duct, and eventually I will make those a little bit auto-crafted, but I don't have any item ducts. Oh well. Let's make some more. So item ducts are made how? That's right, we're gonna need other stuff, aren't we? Opaque. We're gonna need hardened glass and 10 plates. So 10 plates we can put over here. We're gonna need hardened glass, which is obsidian and lead. And yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. So it's been a while since I've made a lot of this stuff, because because we were waiting so long on all of the UU matter that we needed to make the stuff that we made. I kind of forgot how to play with the tech, just because we went to the machine so much. Alright, so we'll get a little bit, and then we can honestly automate this process. That's the thing, and that's what we're working towards. Now, I want to see, I think we could do something like this. And I need them to come here. So what I want is something the other way. I want one here. And here. No. I have two options. I either route the output of one of these machine metal presses back to back to an interface, or I put a third interface in here, and I don't really want to do the third interface, so we're rerouting stuff. Alright, that should be good. Let's take all these plates, and some other stuff that we're going to end up doing is we're going to be putting more crafting terminals everywhere. This is going to be the primary one, so it's the only one that's going to have any of the, it's 200 millibuckets each. Alright, so glowstone, it's the only ones that are going to have the interfaces for the pattern terminal and the interface terminal, because we don't need those at every single place, but we're going to have, over in this area, we're going to have another little system, and that's fluid transposer. They make 200 each, 250 each. So let's just do that, and I will make more item ducts. But for now, we're just gonna get this taken care of. So what we'll want to do, these guys are going to have a chest, and I'll have the chest put things into the system. So we don't need the hoppers. Okay, can't do anything to the hopper. And what we can do is we can just use item transfer nodes, and that'll work. And then we'll figure out the outputs as well, but I'll get to that in a moment. So there we go. Had it backwards. Alright, so we only need like 3 item ducts for right now, so let's get the pulverizer and all that kind of stuff set up. So this guy, we do something like this, and I don't want them to connect, so we just break that connection. And what we're going to do is we're going to have this guy be input in the back, output out the top. And it should auto output. And then similar things for this. So input in the back, output for everything out the top. So that is automation for machines. Really easy. So next, let's pop up here and let's make some stuff. So if we're going to need hardened glass to make more item ducts. So let's teach the system how to make item ducts, just basic ones for now. Eventually we could add the fluid transposer and all that kind of stuff to the system, but for now let's just teach it how to make this. So tin plates we'll get to in a minute, but the hardened glass requires pulverized obsidian and then the lead. So just get all this stuff, and as we go we'll get more and more and more stuff, and then more automation and more automation, and then eventually we'll just kind of tell the system to make what we want, and then it does it. So we're going to be doing a processing pattern and say one of these guys gives you 4 of these. And then we're going to tell the system that it is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of these gives you this. And is it 1 or 2? It's 2. Want to make sure your math is right. So there we go. And then we can use this guy to see all the stuff. So the hardened glass is made in the induction smelter. And then the pulverizer makes the pulverized obsidian. So let's grab our clipboard back because I didn't mean to put that one in there. So what we can do is we can tell the system, hey, as a crafting you can make item ducts. And then that just goes into a molecular assembler. Doesn't really matter which. I like to keep it somewhat organized, but it's honestly not that good of a thing to do. Because if the system is making one of the things, then it can't make anything else with that interface, that molecular assembler. That's why you do the checkerboard pattern. So while we're up here, let's teach the system how to make a couple more things. So we're gonna want smart cables. So it is covered cables. We can also teach the system how to make wool. And eventually what we'll do is we'll pull our mob drops over to the system through this guy. So for now we'll just tell it to how to make wool. And then we're also going to want dense cables. So dense cables are made with 4 covered cables. So we'll need to put these guys in here. So there's the covered cable. We'll want to make one of those. And then we can teach, I forgot to teach the smart cable. There we go. So smart and dense. So what's the difference? Well, smart cables are just like the ME cables, except these are the smart cables. Dense cables allow you to transfer 32 channels. Since each side of this is 32 channels, it's a lot better. So eventually this line will be replaced with 32. And we could even do another one right next to it if we wanted, but I probably won't. But we'll do dense cables for this guy so that it's a little bit better. So we'll get to that later. That's kind of whatever right now. So what's the next thing to do? We need to automate the plates and the gears. If we ever need plates or gears. So for example, we can teach the system that as a processing pattern, 10 gives you a 10 plate. And this will be something we'll put in here so that we can make plates. Now we'll need to hook up these guys to the AE system, but that's not too bad. We just don't have many cables right now, so we need to grab these guys. This is the next piece of the puzzle. So we need to make crystals, and crystals are fun. Little sarcastic, but they are actually kind of fun. First things first, we're gonna need to, let's see, how do I want to do this? We'll put it right here, and we're gonna want something like this. We're gonna need a cable right here. We're gonna put crystal growth accelerator here. Here. I want it sideways. Alright, let's put down a block. Actually, I know what block we can put down. We can put down cables. So we're gonna want something like this. And we're going to be putting these on the sides. Now this is to make more pure Fluix crystals and pure Certus crystals. And then we'll just connect that when we're ready. So what we'll need is we'll need a dropper. And we're going to need a bucket of water. So let's go grab that. And how this is going to work is we're going to be needing two things. So we teach the system that, let's see, can I, no? Alright, let's take that. So we're going to teach the system a couple things. So we put water here, and what we're going to want is we're going to want to have, what's going to be the best way to do this? Hopper hawks would work, but I think, oh god, this is going to be expensive probably. Vacuum hoppers are going to be the best. That's not that bad. So the only thing we need is the pulsating crystal, which needs some pulsating iron and a diamantine. Alright, that's not bad. So let's grab some diamonds. We have a few. We're going to need... Actually, do we have any more diamantine crystal things? Tubes. I don't see any. But I do see some hardened glass. We're going to start just dumping things into the system. Because that's kind of the point of having the applied logistics system. So, we're going to want diamonds. We're going to want like 10 diamonds. We're going to want some redstone. I think 4 redstone is enough. And we need a piece of glass. Alright, so back to thermionic fabricator. This guy will make the stuff, we'll enable it, and that'll make the diamantine stuff. Evidently we don't have any more pulsating iron, so let's go make some of that. That's something that a lot of this stuff we're going to automate later. But for right now, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm not going to worry about automating it. Iron. So that should be fine. We'll make some pulsating iron. I don't know how I have some pulsating iron nuggets and not any actual, like, pulsating iron. But this will go pretty quickly. And then we'll make the vacuum chest. So this guy is filterable. So what we can do is get a filter. I don't even know if we need a filter, but if we do, it's pretty easy. We'll just take a hopper. And we can do that. So what else were we waiting for? The diamantine, which should be done by now. There we go. So it's out of liquid, which is great. Alright, so with that taken care of, the only thing left that we really need to figure out, vacuum chest. So the only thing that's left to figure out is that we need to drop these items into the pool of water, and that's a little bit easier said than done. So I've got to decide just kind of how I want to do that. How many filters? Okay, we have plenty of filters on that. So what we can do is we can put this guy here. And I think what I want to do is grab an open crate. Open crates are pretty easy to make, and they're actually really useful. It's just a little bit of living wood. So Britannia, and I think it's like this. Yes. Alright, so there's the open crate. This guy will drop any item that it receives immediately to the ground. So what we need is we need a filter. Oh, there's going to be a problem. I realize. One of the things we need is redstone, and redstone is going to go here. So we'll need another interface. That's okay. Unless... yeah, we'll need another interface, unfortunately. We could do most of them outside of that, but in order to get Flux crystals are made from dropping... so there's dropping charged Certus quartz, nether quartz, and redstone into a puddle. So that is... until we can get bees that will make them for us, that is going to be the way we have to do it. And unfortunately that means we'll need the other interface. But that's fine. We can make more. Let's put that stuff away. So now this guy can go here. We will have... let's see, the open crate. Actually, open crate can just go right here. And range only needs to be like 3. We'll need to make an item filter. That's not too bad. And then we'll have to connect these. So these are going to draw power. How much power? I'm not entirely sure. We'll keep an eye on those guys, but honestly, we should have enough power. And one of the things I'm going to do relatively soon is I'm going to hook up the 64K. The 64 times culinary generator. That should give us plenty of power. So we're gonna need some item ducts. We're gonna need a servo, and we're gonna need a filter. Which, do we have one? No. All right. Well, that's easy enough to deal. So we'll need a filter. That is just that. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Well, we're gonna need a chest as well. And let's see, we'll put items into here. We will go ahead and disconnect that. Nothing should be there, nothing should be in there. We're going to put a filter in there, and we could put So that's not filtered, so it's going to pick up anything. We need a chest. That's the last thing. So chest. We'll go, when I figure out where I'm at, we can go right here. We'll put item ducks here. Alright, so that guy's good. And then we'll want, let's see. I don't know if this will auto extract or not. But we're going to want a servo here, definitely. And that'll pump into the chest. That'll be fine. We're going to want a filter, one of these guys. We're going to need better filters. So let's make these hardened filters. And see, we'll need a filter here and a filter here. Just to be safe. So whitelisted only. And that's 6 slots, so charge, yeah, that should be fine for everything we want. So the nice thing, so the reason we're using the open crate versus normal dropper is the open crate will always drop items directly down, straight down, right here. And I don't have to worry about it. So let's grab what we need. So we need fluix crystals. We're also going to need pure fluix and pure certus. And what we're going to do is we're going to teach the system how to make these. So first of all, these guys need to be filtered with fluix crystals, pure, and certus. If we need anything else, we can deal with that later. And then this guy will be filtered with these guys as well. I don't know if we're ever going to need these pure nether quartz, but if we do, we can manage that later. So with that, we're going to need to teach a couple new recipes. So first of all, do we have? No. So we're going to tell it fluix crystal. We'll come over here, and I want to pulverize the fluix crystal. So this one will give you 1 fluix dust. So that's the first recipe we're going to teach for the pulverizer. Actually, no, it's the second one. So fluix dust is the outcome there. So that's how you get that. Now we also want to teach the system that a crafting recipe that this guy plus sand equals fluix seeds. So that is good, and let's go ahead and make those. And then a normal pattern, one of these guys plus this guy equals pure certus quartz. So we're gonna need more blank patterns. Can we craft like 20? We sure can. So the next things we're gonna want to teach the system is charged certus quartz plus redstone plus nether quartz. So this is another pattern that's kind of weird, and that will give us the standard fluix crystals. It actually gives us 2. So we don't need that. We don't need this stuff anymore. And there is our 20 blank patterns. Perfect. So there's that. And then the last thing we're going to teach it is that certus quartz dust plus sand equals this. I didn't actually teach it, did I? No. So recipe. So certus quartz. Certus. So certus seeds. There we go. And then as a crafting, as a processing, one of these equals one of these. Alright, so let's see. This is a pulverizer recipe. The 2 seeds are just crafting recipes. And the rest are for this guy. Now here's the thing. This has the filters. This needs filters still. So we're going to need to grab the seeds, the redstone, and the quartz. And we can do one more filter through this, so that is good, but give these 2 things, and then these 3 items. And that's the only things that are allowed to go in there. So, as a little demonstration, let's just see if this works. We throw this stuff in there. And the vacuum chest picked it up. Item filter, whitelist. Why did you pick those? Oh. I need a servo. They just went in there. It didn't get picked up. It just went in there. So let's go get another servo. And honestly, let's teach the system how to make servos. Hardened servos are probably the best thing to teach, just because they're useful, but they're not too expensive. And then we'll grab that. So now the system knows how to make servos. Alright, so with that, we can just do one of these. And I want to verify that always active. I want to verify that it works. So what we're going to do is we're going to try it. So first of all, let's get fluix. We have 9. We tell it to make 1 more. Drop down. And it should work. There we go. Not too bad. Now we should be able to make 2 more of these guys. And this is the reason why, so there they go. This is why we want the crystal growth accelerators. This should make it go a lot faster. And we have the second highest it could be. So I'm not entirely sure how long this will take. I don't think there's any crystal growth. No, and there's no other way to make these. So yeah, it is definitely faster. How close are these? 36%. So we'll just throw these back in. If we can. So yeah, that is still pretty slow, but it's so much faster. And then we can go ahead and see if the pure Certus also works. But we only have 1 crafting CPU, so we can't do that yet. But anyways, I think that is that taken care of. Now the only other thing that we need to really work with is this guy. And honestly, I could probably do that off camera. At least a little bit. How are these? Still got plenty of power. These are constantly running though. That is a little bit of a concern. So I think the next step, the next order of business, now that we have some basic automation going and we can expand the automation pretty easily, is I think it's time for us to start working towards a little bit better power. Now we're going to still stick with the culinary generators, but what we can do is we can teach the system how to make those, and then that'll go a lot faster. So the other thing we can do is we can put solar panels, ton of solar panels, and that'll give us more power. So we'll kind of do a little bit of both, but that should be pretty easy to accomplish. And there's the fluix crystals, so it's done. I'm going to trust that the other one works. I'm going to assume that it does, and we can kind of go from here. So with that all taken care of, we're going to put this in here because that's really important. We have automation. We have better automation. We have access to machines in the automation, and honestly the next thing is going to be to move some of these machines down there and automate these. So specifically these 2. And then eventually we'll get carpenters automated, and I'll probably leave this guy up here, but carpenters are pretty easy to automate. We'll just need 1 for each recipe, so each of the circuit boards. And honestly, the thing that we're trying to make is the creative power system. This guy. So Lumium, is easy. That is a piece of cake. In fact, we already have it. We're also going to need a bunch of resonant energy cells, which requires a lot of Enderium and a lot of hardened glass. Now, this isn't too bad, and we can actually teach the system how to make these, including the destabilized redstone part. So that is probably going to be one of the next things we do. And let's see, then the solar panels. The solar panels is what's kind of terrible. And there's 9 of those. Those are going to be terrible. We also need to automate the wither. That'll be something we can do much later. And honestly, a large part of what we need to do now is just start moving everything from the mob farm to our system and go from there. We got yet another creeper trophy. Isn't this like my... No, I guess we only have 2 creeper... We only have 2 creeper trophies now. But that is kind of insane. We're going to have to put these trophies somewhere. Oops. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Next time, we're going to continue working on automation and just kind of getting things, different systems in place and all that kind of fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!